Hello people of the web and welcome back to Dragon's Lair. We are here, episode 2, where we're going to showcase some more stuff from the server, because frankly we hardly scraped the surface with episode 1. Now this is definitely new, however we're not going to view this. This is something to see later. It's a project I'm currently working on, just a little tiny thing. But what we need is to head home. So to the end portal it is. Whee! And as if by magic, going through the portal gets me to Spawn Town. So we're going to start off with this build. This is Karis's cottage. It was one of the first builds on the server, and it's directly next to where I chose to build my base, which is here. You may think there is no base here, and you would be right, because I just put a pile of chests here and never got around to building a base, and just use Garrus's place, because if I need a bed, this one here, I don't need my own, it's fine. I can share other people's stuff. Not sure if Karis views it quite the same way, but let's have a quick walk around Spawn Town. So this is Amy's. I've forgotten who owns this. I've forgotten. That's really bad. That's really bad. Oh, Zip, of course. Now I look at it and go, yeah, I knew that all along. We have Unknown's house, which looks awesome. We have a gondola or a pagoda. I always forget which one is a boat and which one is a very fancy trellis. Not trellis. One of those, whichever one fits the best. Jenny built a bee farm? Honey farm. You don't farm bees, you farm honey, obviously. Little amethyst down there. And there's a few different houses around. Some people have chosen to build at Spawn Town. Other people have gone far out. Emma, obviously. Spawn Town, also known as Math Geek. Well worth checking out, a streamer on Twitch. Witherbag, a fellow life crafter, built there. We have a spot at the end that's reserved. Now, this is shown in the phase base. And beware the fate of doom! And I haven't been in it. Ooh. Okay, the interior was not done last time I poked my head in. Nice. And... ooh. A parrot in a cage. I like that. Although I'm picturing it being a bit of a pain to push them in place. And the honeycomb lamps. Cool. Right. Let's move on out a little. There's two... oh, a jetty. Not a yeti, a jetty. Very, very different things. One will attack you, and the other one you'll just get wet. Oh, now this, it's not a massive build, but this is beautiful. I struggle with details like this because I tend to either overdo it or underdo it. This is perfect. Look at that custom tree and the roots coming into the pond. Awesome. Campfire. No idea who built those, I'm afraid. Someone obviously deserves some credit, but no! Night pigeons! That saved my life. I mean, I'm not wearing any armor. I could be mincemeat. Enchanting area made by Jennifer. I'm going to make use of one of the features of Spawn Town, which is a free house. It's just one of those places that's set up so anyone that joins the server has somewhere to sleep whilst they're building their base. Look. Free to use for anyone who needs a bed. See? And I've slept, and now the night pigeons are burning up in the sun. Doesn't it just cheer you up seeing the menaces that are night pigeons slowly perish? A banner stall, so all of the designs and patterns are here, and wall, and that's just so people can use them if they need to. Then over there we have the expansion to town. But before we get that far, I think we need to cover the two islands between. Built by Jumpy. Jumpy Spider Lady is the incredibly talented artist behind a lot of my emotes. It's a mushroom. Well, it's a room that's made of a mushroom. Or a mushroom with a room inside. Or multiple rooms. A wardrobe. If there's not armor stands in here, I'm going to be disappointed. Okay. I am slightly disappointed. Alright, let's head out and make sure I close the door. I'm always impressed by when people get mushroom cows in a base, especially as I know there is no mushroom island anywhere near here. So these must have been shipped a long way. Now to the other island, our post office. I have to remember to land softly because I'm not wearing boots. Doesn't look right on video. Just a simple place that everyone can get and send post. Ooh. Oh, someone's left me golden carrots. Thank you very much. It's always worth checking your post box when there's stuff inside. Now, the mushroom, I have to say, is a really, really cool build. Because so often on a server, people go for stone houses with wood roofs. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that just is cool because it's a little bit different. Right, spawn expansion. So this is where we started to build farms. This hut was built by Bad Catitude. You know, all the sheep colours you could need. A few pigs. One with a saddle. A couple chickens. All the essentials you need. Cows. And if you needed to, the idea is that you breed them up. And then harvest them all for meat. But just leave 2 left. So we're not overloaded with cows at spawn. Some basic farms, you know. Carrots. Beetroots. Carrot. Try that again. Potatoes, beets, carrots, wheat, pumpkins, melons, and rhinoceroses. Sorry, rhinoceri. Community storage. Now, everyone on the server, we haven't got a shopping district. We just have community storage. If you want to help yourself, you can. It's there. And it's just a don't abuse it system. Everyone contributes, everyone takes, and it seems fair. Now, occasionally, I help put things away. And just to prove that, look, on camera, I put something away. That at least gets me off the hook for another week. Most of the blocks are down here, and then upstairs, we have mob drops and items. Usable items, not blocks. And, color-coded, which actually helps more than I ever thought it would. And then we go back out, down the stairs, and then we go, oh look, here's storage. No, we've done that one. Over here we have a few free houses. So Scott and Catitude decided to make houses. Scott did most of the exterior and Catitude did the interior. Idea being that when people have joined, if they didn't want to build a house and wanted to get on with a bigger project, or they could dive straight into that and just go, I will take up this house. There goes some storage, a bed, all the essentials you could need to set up shop, and then work remotely on your big project elsewhere without having to do a temporary base that I've had to do so many times in the past. There's a few of them, and they all look beautiful inside and out, thanks to Scott and Catitude making a great effort. Yep. I don't know why I decided to fly. I mean, walking. Portal, always useful. Underneath storage, we have a small, very manual tree farm. The idea being just plant saplings and harvest them. We don't end up deforesting the landscape because it kind of looks quite nice natural outside. And a few farms just coming off here. So cactus farm, it's small, but realistically cactus, how much do you need? That's more than we'll probably use in the rest of the season. If we have a season. This world might go on forever. Who knows? Crimson and warped. Look, I'm learning. All the vines you could need. All the nylium. Whatever these are called. One day I'll learn. That day is not today. A chorus farm. All basic. Not fancy. Not pretty. Just there if people needed them. So it was built quickly. And then, of course, this big window is a creeper farm, because everyone has that. It's pretty essential. Actually, one of my projects. If I switch over to spectator mode, I can show you how it works. So we pop our heads in and realise it is completely dark. So let's give me night vision for, let's go 100 seconds. Level 1 and true. I always like true because that's hide particles. Very simple principle. Creepers spawn on the platforms, just underneath these trapdoors. Zombies and skeletons can't spawn because they need a too high gap. And with the trapdoors, it's not quite too high. So creeper spawns here, activates tripwire hook. Tripwire hook pushes the piston out. Creeper falls here and plummets to its death. Oh wow, we have a lot of bats down here. That Might have to do something about that. I'll figure it out. Now, at the bottom, we've got a drop of 23 blocks, which means any creeper, even those dropping from the bottom layer, will fall far enough that they instantly die on impact. You could do it more modules going down and have soul sand and wither roses instead of snaps, and it would work probably better because you'd have more spawns, but also then the creepers take longer to die. So there's a trade-off, and we also didn't have wither roses when I built this, or a considerable number of them, so drop was the best way of killing them, full damage. And let's go back to survival, and I could maybe I should have done that on the floor. The output is just this little silo here, so while we can see it lamps lit up, it's hit the back. Clearly that's full. Oh wow, someone's put damage. Papers and chalk, be handy. Double chest, and started on that. There's enough gunpowder that it keeps people in the air. And this isn't our only source of gunpowder. We also have the raid farm, which we'll show in a later episode, and the gas farm that we showed in the last episode. Now, beyond the portal, we have a mostly Scots build. In fact, there was a map somewhere. But let's go past these first. Free house, again, Scott and Catitude, but back here, Scott's built a castle. And it looks amazing. Now, I've not really explored on foot, so I might get stuck here and have to... Oh, map! That's handy. Yeah, so Spawn Island. Then we have Spawn Town with a few free houses around. I believe that's Wolfie's house over there. So we got a lot of space around, but not everyone chooses to stay in Spawn. Some people choose to build elsewhere. But it's nice to have the option and choose to work together on things, or choose to give yourself space to expand. Massive keep, walls around with a custom tree in the middle, which is cool. We love it. And Scott's builds are enough that it's almost worthy of an entire video, because he's been very busy. As you can tell, well, the fact that that is massive. We have a church, we have a tower that's currently going up, a greenhouse that's new, more builds over here, a dragon in the sky. And a pathway going to the dock, I believe. I've flown over this way a couple times, but not very often. I don't typically come over this way. Typically go that way from Spawn Town. Yeah, just heading to the river. I like the idea that eventually people might build some houses around here, because I do like this as a focal point, but I like the idea of more people living in town, so maybe we'll get more people moving in. We'll see. Ooh, greenhouse. That's new. I saw discussions of this, but I haven't seen pictures. Okay, so it's mostly glass, but we've used iron railings to give it a little bit of structure. I didn't panic. Scared the bejeebus out of me. As I was saying, the structure of the iron rails means that it's a lot thinner than if you were to use something else. If you did just glass, it would look wrong. You need something to hold the glass together, but in Minecraft, normally you're limited to full blocks, so you end up with iron blocks around the outside, which is too much. I think the rails is the right compromise. It's not too thick, it's not too light, it just gives structure without overpowering. Yeah, I like. Oh, and there's a dragon in the sky. No biggie. Oh, technically there's two dragons in the sky right now. However, I have a little bit of feedback for this section. Scott, don't hate me. Let me just go to creative mode. I can fall from the dragon. I think the best kind of teeth. Let's see, dripstone. Oh, let's make sure I've got space for my hotbar first. Dripstone. I have that. As teeth go, I feel that take that out, that one out. if you go like that, just adds a bit to it. It just feels right somehow. I'm assuming you do upwards ones underneath. Those look like big buck teeth, but you get the idea. And I think dripstone make the perfect teeth for things like this. Just a suggestion, Scott. Just a thought. Let's make sure I pick these up. Don't want any cheaty blocks. And we'll put those and those down. And I know that dripstone and torches are hardly an expensive material, but I hate the idea of cheating items in and keeping them. So I've always been super cautious with that. But yeah, the dragon looks cool. Not as cool as this dragon though, but you know, cool. And that wraps up Spawn Town, I believe. Oh no, there is one thing I forgot that's kind of important. Let's fly it over. So we've got farms over here. The other side of the barn, we have a tent. I got a particular love for tents because it's the sort of thing that just breaks up the forest. I'd love to see Mojang implement tents as just a structure. So in the middle of the woods, sometimes you find a tent with a bed. It could be very rare and not the sort of thing that you're expecting early game, but it just adds a little bit of variety to the jungle. You could have some tents like that and other ones in various different states of decay. You know, with holes in or the discoloured in parts. A turtle house over here, obviously, because sometimes turtle eggs are very, very necessary. Knowing where your turtles will be, kind of handy. And then we have a big hole. So big that I can't see the bottom. It hasn't rendered in. Any guesses? Anyone? No? It's a slime farm. Now you'll see that the walls are all decorated. Now Karis started by decorating from here to here. And I thought it was a pickaxe and then was pointed out to me that that is the terracotta block. Like, oh, I see what you mean. It is. And so this is the same terracotta block in all in 4 orientations, but 2 of them, these 2 and these 2 are the same. And after we did this, I thought, well, maybe we should extend it. And then we worked out, actually, if we extended it all the way down to where I wanted to extend it, that's 4. Means 1, 2, 3, 4, all different orientations in each wall. See, very clever, I think you'll find. And then when we get to the bottom of the 4th one, you have a little bit of a lip, because this room has to be slightly wider than the chunk. Because obviously, slimes spawn on these platforms, as evidenced by said slime. And they need to be able to get off the platforms to get to the killing area. So this, let me throw these slime balls on the floor, so picked up by the minecarts. We've only built 2 levels. I could have built more, but as we are so close to Spawn Town, this is often loaded, and so it's not really necessary to have amazing rates. It's good enough, and so I stopped. You'll notice that if we head down here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pens for iron golems, but we only have 2 in this layer, because actually if a slime spawns here, they see him anyway. It's only if they spawn here that they might not, but typically a slime will move anyway, just in a random direction. So they either move this way and start taking damage, which is fine, or they move this way and see the iron golem, or this way and see the iron golem, or this way and see an iron golem. So 2 was enough, and minimizing the amount of iron golems at spawn is kind of a good idea. And then on the second layer, we have the same again, just in opposite side or different sides. Now, this was completely functional. However, I wanted to build a gallery room, so you could come down and watch the slimes if you wanted. It's just, I felt the urge. And so we have this little room that we can walk around and peer through windows and see slimes dying. Obviously, the rates are not as good as if you're elsewhere, because you're too close to some of the platforms. But that's fine. I don't mind that. Oh, and a nether portal so you can link up. In theory, I need to move the chest to here rather than being on the surface, and I need to finish the roof. But it's one of those projects that's been sat to one side as, I'll get around to it at some point. And that point hasn't happened yet. But we'll get there. Now, up here, we have a connection up and down from the community mine shaft. It's an easy way to get down here, especially if you don't have elytra. And you'll notice the carpet. So this chunk here, if we do F3G, this chunk that I'm standing in now, outlined by the yellow lines, is a slime chunk. So if I didn't carpet this area or keep it as slabs or stairs, we would get slime spawn in the room watching the slime farm, which is not ideal. So I had to carpet it. And it's not as I was hoping. I would have carried the wood through, but I think it's acceptable. And stairs could have worked. But I had to make a choice of whether I kept the... Sorry, slabs would have worked. So I could have done slabs of wood, but I chose carpet and it lines up with the walls. It's kind of cool. I'm happy with it. And I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go this way. Because there was a bit of missing water bit halfway down, which I still need to fix. Oh, community mine shaft. So obviously it goes down to 0 branches off, and then it goes down again to minus whatever it is for best height for diamonds. But I've not really used the mines too much. Oh, and handily enough, also connects to the tree and creeper farm. So that is probably a fairly complete tour of Spawn. So if you like this video, please do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and thank you for watching. If you want to see more of me, be sure to head over to twitch.tv/ZactheDragon and click that follow button so you can join me whilst I'm live, but you can see me as I'm building something rather than showing it off afterwards. We have a lot of fun on stream, so come join. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. I had to be careful there. I thought I was going to break the tree. Sapling. I'm grateful for all of the support I get. However, this week I want to highlight those people that support me via Ko-fi. Regular members are listed on the bottom left of the page. Look at them. Those names. They're awesome. Thank you.